You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. Again, it's one of my favorite kind of episodes. So, and that is
a racing game episode?
A racing game episode. Not quite.
GP Part 1.
GP Part 1 and 2.
How about All Calls Part
I think we can reset the Raul Julia thing. We can go with it. I was thinking Independence Day, maybe, since this one releases like the day after Independence Day.
Yeah. Yesterday we celebrate our Independence Day.
All Calls for Our Country.
Yes,
that's right.
Yesterday we celebrate our Independence Day. The All Calls is my fault, gang. I needed a little powwow with my buds. I didn't have time this week to work on game content, so I was the reason for the All Calls. But hey, we'll get caught up on calls.
That's right,
or we'll get closer to being caught up on calls. Hopefully,
I'm legitimately, when we get to it, I'm legitimately excited to talk about these games.
I'm lucky. We record this on a Thursday. I've got Friday and Monday and Tuesday off.
Girl, same.
Nice. So I'll have time to really dig into these games, and hopefully, if we're lucky, if you consider it lucky, I might have a goodie bag next week.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord.
And this weekend, I will try to get to the Scott Pilgrim wrap-up episode.
Okay.
Just because work has been nuts, and now it's finally on the decline.
Is it getting better?
Yeah, 100%.
Sweet.
So now all the people that are into transition will be gone by the weekend, so things will go back to normal, and I should have time where I am not super exhausted.
Cool. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're excited to talk about this game. I don't need you to tell me why.
And
I want it to be a surprise.
I don't want to, because I want an uncolored reaction.
Yeah.
I'm mainly curious. Tyler, I know where you're going to stand on it. Just by the nature of what it is.
Maybe this will be the one.
Look, I hate to take that stance.
I liked rock and roll racing. They're F-Zero. They exist.
Rock and roll racing's pretty damn good. And I know we're not talking about the GP games, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily a rock and roll
Power
racing.
Rangers Zeo. No, I didn't like Power Rangers.
Oh, that's a horrible one.
I remember y'all talking about that one.
Street Racers, another classic.
Race driving.
Hey, now, race driving. I know, it's one of the worst Super Nintendo games out there, but...
It's the effort, I know.
But...
It's the effort.
It was interesting. It was interesting to me. I've got a weird soft spot for race driving. Like indescribably...
Is it the SNES Drunk video?
That's one of his... That's like his best. I hate to say that. But I mean, that's his funniest. I shouldn't say his best. That's his funniest. But no, it's just that game it's so fucking weird, and the fact that they put
it's the Dadaism of the Super Nintendo.
It really is. This is a game, and it's actually a toilet. Yeah. I don't know, man. I do have a soft spot for that game. And I'm not interested even in the arcade version. Right. It's just the fact that they made this and put it on the Super Nintendo and sold it.
Yeah. It's I have a very sketchy memory of most things, including this show, even the stuff we've talked about. I don't remember the things very well, but I do remember listening to the episode on race driving. There's a few of those that I remember well.
Not a good game.
Not a good game.
It's not a good game.
But it's an excellent episode.
That's why I think one should be.
It's an excellent episode of TADPOG.
There you go. Yeah.
You know, I'd like to think that, if there's bad games out there and we're reviewing them, we at least maybe hopefully add to their value by having a good podcast episode about it.
Hey, I thought Mohawk and Headphone Jack, I felt like that was a good
was a fun
episode.
episode.
I was proud of that one.
fun.
It's a good one.
Got everybody talking on the Discord.
Yep.
People were making there was
PissTasters.com.
Piss
Join
Taster-
today.
Yeah, that's where the Discord is. It's free.
Yeah, it's totally.
PissTasters.com.
I
But if somebody
legitimately
wants to
forgot
buy
where
up-
that URL directed to.
That one's for money.
Oh, right, yeah.
bit.ly/TADPOG Discord. It'll get them talking.
I gotta get a URL for that.
We should get one. We could come up with a good one.
Milk Ross is
It's up for grabs
on the way
now.
out. I didn't.
He got milked once, so it met his goal.
He got milked for a year or more. I think I renewed that one once. Has the Milk Ross? That's been around.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
So,
Milk
guys,
Ross-
everyone,
if we feel like it's been a few months, that means it's been like a year and a half.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
That's how
fucked
time
up.
flows for
It's
me.
fucked
weird
up, right?
like that. We got rid of milkross.com. We're letting it expire.
Milk
Because
going bad.
Expired milk.
it is expired milkross.com.
All right,
we
I'll
have to
register
register
that There's your goddamn date.
So, keep an eye out. If you want to buy milkross.com, it'll be available soon. GoDaddy will probably squat on
We'll
it and say it's worth like $8,000.
I'm in a situation right now, a work situation where I want to purchase a URL and GoDaddy's parked it. And it's like, oh boy.
I love it when they determine like whatever. I love whatever. I wish I understood, I should say, whatever algorithm GoDaddy uses to determine the value of a domain because, I've had domains like my Ian's iPhone repair domain at one point I had let it lapse. And they were giving me that, and I did it on purpose. Is when I stopped repairing phones, and they were like giving me that one last chance to get it back before it goes back on the open market. They tried to say it was worth something like $7,000, and I guess maybe it's because it had the word iPhone in it. I don't know. I don't understand.
Or they were just trying to jack up that.
Or they were just trying to scare me into getting rid of it because what I should have done is kept it for another year and tried to sell it and see if I got $7,000. Maybe they'd have been right. But it literally says Ian in the domain. So I feel like that devalues it a lot.
Yeah, I would think so.
Specifically because it says Ian.
Right.
Ian McKellen was trying to get another iPhone repair game. So then he's like, God damn it, I'd pay $7,000 for this.
Blocked again.
That fucking hillbilly in Paducah has taken my domain again. Patrick, help. What's the password to GoDaddy?
I like to think about the other domains of his that you've taken.
Well, see, there was Ian's iPhone.com. I know.
Yeah,
he wants
that's
that
what he
one.
checked that one first,
He
probably.
wanted that one first. Patrick, wouldn't it be funny if I called my iPhone Ian's iPhone and had a domain for it?
I mean, that would be pretty charming. Like, if I read that in the news, I'd be like, yeah, that's pretty nice.
I had to wait for Ian's iPhone repair.com to become available.
Really?
Someone had it before me. And I put an alert on it for when it would become available, and it popped one day, and I got it. I didn't even have to pay $7,000 for it. So maybe I did add value to that.
Oh, no
domain.
doubt. I mean, of course you did. I mean, that was like, what, $12 when you got it?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a $6,800
you put a site on it.
$988 profit right there. But yeah. Domain milkross.com. It's no offense, Ross.
Yeah.
Nothing personal.
You get
It's
it
just-
now.
Yeah, you could
or
buy
Simone.
it now.
It'd be interesting if she
Yeah.
got it.
More interesting if she
Yeah.
got it.
Maybe
yeah.
she put an
I'm
alert
done
on
with
it.
You milk Ross.com.
Maybe she put an alert on it so that when it becomes available, she
Maybe.
can buy it right up. We'll see.
Look, they raised the price on it too, which is ridiculous because it's like
It probably because it has the word milk in it.
Cost of milk go through the fucking roof.
maybe that does have something to do with it. But yeah, they raised the price on it enough to where I saw it. I was like, No, $18. No.
No. No, I'm with you.
No. I could almost buy a Steam game I want for that.
Speaking of Steam, God, I want a Steam Deck so bad, and I just opened Steam today and found out they're like
10% off.
10% off.
Oh, are they? Man, yeah.
Like the full blown version, like the big one with the big.
I'll be the
drive
bad
and
influence.
everything,
Yeah, buy it.
is like $100.
Both of you
It's
should buy one.
$150 cheaper than normal. It's a good price.
Yeah, it's a great price.
But I don't have $500, so I don't know what
It's
to do.
500 even after that discount.
The big one, the one with the 512 NVMe, the special screen, the whole big. You have the middle version, right?
Yeah, the path of neutrality, and I don't regret it. I've seen people. I mean, since I got it, I've kind of like read. I've kind of looked into like there's a subreddit for it because of course there is. I'm not active on it, but usually when I Google something, that's where it sends me. And a lot of people don't like those screens. A lot of people don't like the anti-glare screens.
Really?
Yeah. I've never seen one in person, but I've heard people talk about it. And maybe it's just people who like didn't pay that much money.
And that's the high end?
That's the high end. That has the anti-glare.
Well, I would go with the middle of the road one.
Yeah.
Which I think if the sale is more like 400 or 300 and something, like maybe a little more than a Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, I'm selling mine.
I saw that on Discord.
I don't want to. I haven't touched it.
Yeah.
I didn't. I specifically got the OLED. I upgraded to the OLED model to get Tears of the Kingdom, and then I ended up not liking Tears of the Kingdom. So at this point, it's just collecting dust.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? Maybe I could get a couple $100-$300 for it and buy a Steam Deck.
Put it towards the Steam Deck.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I would love to do. But
It makes me wonder if, with them discounting the Steam Decks, if they're going to release a new model soonish.
it could be. And there's like the turnaround time, from what I understand right now, is like 1 to 2 weeks,
Yeah, that's good.
which is really low compared to what it was,
Yeah,
like
it
this
was-
time last year.
uh-huh. Yeah.
But I think I get a lot more use out of it. And you said you can do what we do on yours, right? Your SNES stuff.
Yeah.
You can emulate on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
See, that's what I would want it for.
I don't like it as much as playing like on
Right.
on the Super Nintendo
Big
itself.
screen. Yeah.
But yeah, you totally
Works in a
can.
pinch.
Yeah, it totally does. It works way better in handheld mode than it does like docked and on a screen.
Did you get a dock?
Yeah, but I didn't get one of the Steam docks.
Oh,
I
you
got,
didn't?
Yeah, because they weren't available for like a hot minute. So I just got an off-brand dock that, once again, that people on that subreddit were recommending.
Does it work okay?
Yeah, it works. It works great. It works great. The downsides are like it has nothing to do with the dock. It has to do with the fact that I've got it in my bedroom where I don't have like a table for like like a wireless keyboard and a mouse.
Yeah.
Because that would really open up what I can play. But I mean, it's still fine. I got it hooked up to like a Bluetooth 8-bit do controller.
Yeah.
And I like that controller a lot, and it works fine. It's just there's like a little bit of input lag, and I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know if it's coming from the controller to the dock to the Steam Deck to the TV, or if it's that whole chain that's like it's not crazy. I can still play rhythm games and stuff, but which I've been playing one this week. But when I play it in handheld mode, I don't feel that delay at all. So I don't know. I guess your mileage may vary. This isn't like a brag or anything. I actually fucking hate it, but I'm pretty sensitive to that kind of shit.
No, I understand. I get it.
And a lot of people aren't, and that's good because you can actually just enjoy the game
Relax and enjoy it.
instead of being like obsessed where it's like it feels a little bit off.
I think that's super important.
Golly,
Super important.
It's a pain in the ass though.
Well, I mean, that's why I streamed Super Punch Out. All the links I did.
Oh yeah,
That's
totally.
like, it just felt
Oh, dude,
awful.
That's like that game
Awful.
is Super Punch Out and Punch Out, like notoriously like you should play this on original hardware because it doesn't emulate well, or it emulates.
Well, and you've got to be so quick with it.
Yeah, right.
It has
Exactly.
to be like that fast.
Yeah.
Because it's critical that you time your dodges and your punches exactly right, or you won't.
Well,
you won't
Summoning
win.
Salt did that video about Super Punch Out speed runs, and like that guy who almost had the world record by a considerable margin, if he hadn't been playing on the Wii and been playing on original hardware, because there's a punch that Nick Bruiser will do that if you're playing on the Super Nintendo, you have enough reaction time to spot it coming and dodge it. The Wii does not give you that response time, so flip a coin on whether he does it or not, whether that fight is shit or not.
Oh,
So
Well,
if he
yeah.
had been playing on original hardware, he would have had like a considerable world record, but he
feel
didn't,
like-
so he lost it. It all went to shit.
I feel like if you're going to be setting a world record, I feel like the criteria should be that you are playing it on original hardware. I mean, whether it benefits you or not, I think it should be.
I think some leaderboards break it down based on
Like
you
what
played
platform
on.
you played
But
it
I think
on.
a lot of them do kind of lump it together. I'm trying to think of the ones that I've looked at. Which, by the way, Big Dick Pie Baker Chris Vaughn pointed out that if we were to complete Mohawk and Headphone Jack, that we are like guaranteed the number 3 spot on
I heard.
the
I read that.
Speedrun.com leaderboard. So
I couldn't do it.
I don't think I could. I really
don't
don't.
want to
I really
try.
don't think that I could. I mean, I think that I could.
They train astronauts on that.
Right. Yeah.
It's like being spun around at 6 Gs, you know.
So what do
playing
you
it.
what do you guys think of LaCroix?
I like
LaCroix?
LaCroix.
Well, is it water?
Are you having?
I don't know what LaCroix
it's,
is.
It's
Is it-
carbonated water, flavored
okay.
carbonated water.
And flavored in just the barest definition
The
of the word.
absolute most necessity to actually
I've heard it
qualify as
sound
flavored.
like it described like strawberry LaCroix tastes like drinking sparkling water with someone in the next room yelling strawberry.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
But it's not so bad if you put one of these flavor packets in it,
Yeah.
one of these Canada Dry cranberry ginger ale packets. So that's
I,
the secret. Just change its flavor, and it's actually pretty good.
I'm weird. I drink unflavored sparkling water. I like it, but I know I'm in the minority there. Most people I know can't stand it.
Yeah. Sparkling water's rough for me.
But I don't like any flavored sparkling water. I just want it to be plain. I like the bubbles.
I like flavored water. Still water.
Yeah. So I've read that like a lot of alcoholics will go through shit tons of this kind of stuff.
Because of the carbonation.
Yeah, because it simulates the burn of alcohol.
Is that
so it
why
takes
that
the
can
edge
is like
off.
bronze?
Probably.
Looks like beer.
They're like, these are the only people buying this, and Tyler. So
Well, this is actually the last one of one we bought for Kenna because she likes it.
she likes LaCroix.
But I also read that it's they used PFAS particle, the forever chemicals on the inside of the bottles.
Oh, really?
So these are like linked to carcinogens. So I won't be buying any more for her.
The cans too?
Yeah,
or-
the cans.
Wow.
Specifically the cans.
Fuck.
Is it specifically the LaCroix cans
Yep.
or cans in sparkling water?
LaCroix cans.
Okay. Because I buy like the Kroger.
Allegedly, I saw it on TikTok. So before Big LaCroix comes after.
Yeah.
You don't want big.
This is not legal advice.
You don't want big sparkling
Put on
water.
the TADPOG. We love it. We hear LaCroix. Love to listen to it. What are they saying?
After all we have done for Sam.
Oh, shit.
You don't want big sparkling water knocking on your door. You don't want to take them for granted.
What else you guys been up to this week?
I've been watching Demon Slayer
Yeah.
some more. I think by the time we get together next week, I'll have a goodie bag.
Oh, okay.
I've been enjoying the hell out of Demon Slayer. It is a really, really good show. I made it through the first season, and I'm watching on Crunchyroll. And of course, I don't know. There's something. Anyone who's watched Demon Slayer already knows this, so you can listen to me if you want and say, duh, we all knew that. Or if you don't know and you're planning on watching Demon Slayer, I have a bit of advice. So season 2 of Demon Slayer is really weird because, and if you watch it on Crunchyroll, there's a movie,
Right.
a Demon Slayer movie called Mugen Train.
Yeah, I think that was straight up in the theater. Like, I mean, I think they had a pretty
I
wide
can see
release.
why, because it's weird. The production value of season 2 is way the fuck up there
Yeah.
because Aniplex does season 2.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And-
I haven't watched it yet. I'd like to, but
You mean Aniplex?
Aniplex.
I love that little sound. I love that little sound bite.
we need to say that. We got a speaking spell. Aniplex. Perfect. Got it in one.
I love it. I love it. It's wonderful. But so what happens is they made the movie Demon Slayer Mugen Train, and on Crunchyroll, I think they're just airing everything in chronological order as it came out.
Okay.
And so after season 1, it jumps to Mugen Train, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Then it goes to season 2, which is Mugen Train. It's the same movie.
That's how the
only-
Dragon Ball Super movies
Only
are.
broken up into 7 sections, and there's more stuff in the episodes that they like cut out because the movie's only like an hour and a half long.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
So each
I mean,
episode is the correct length, but they had cut out stuff for the movie, so that stuff's back in the show.
Okay.
But I was so confused. And I'm
Yeah.
not going to say why because it would spoil something really big, but I will say once
Demon
season
Dick
2
gets laid.
started, I was like, what the how is this even possible? What is happening? Because the opening of the first episode of season 2 is stuff that wasn't in the movie, but it featured characters that were in the movie that I wasn't expecting to see in season 2 after the movie. So anyway, if you're going to do it, my recommendation is to skip the movie and just watch season 2 Mugen Train arc because
Dragon Ball
otherwise
Super,
you're watching it twice because you're going to want to watch season 2's Mugen Train arc to get all the little tidbits here and
Sure.
there that you didn't get in the movie.
Yeah.
But it's the literal exact same content, just
didn't know
more of it.
That's good to know.
So skip the movie, go straight to season 2. Then the other thing is season 2 is broken up into 2 parts. The Mugen Train arc, which is 7 episodes, and then it's season 2, the Entertainment District arc. And then it goes to season 3, which aired season 3 just apparently just finished recently. But anyway, advice for would-be Demon Slayer watchers, skip the movie.
That'll be me.
Watch the movie if you want,
Probably
but
not.
watch season 2 first. Just skip the fucking movie. That's what I'm trying to get at.
I really want to watch that show, but I do see myself 7 years from now being like, oh, there's just so much of it to watch. I'll never catch up.
I've been pleasantly surprised by it. I thought
I've heard it's great, man. I have no doubt that it is.
in a lot of ways, I think it's got a leg up on My Hero Academia because it's much easier to take it seriously right off the bat.
Yeah.
Whereas My Hero started a little bit more shonen jumpy, a little more fun, a little more, but it got kind of dark and really intense, and there was some seriously dark shit that starts happening in My Hero, kind of like the way Harry Potter did, you know, where it's like I think it sort of followed its target audience. It's following it through growing up, you know. And I think I've always said that's what Harry Potter kind of did. It's like, you know, if you start watching it when you're 8 years old, by the time they get to the Sirius Black stuff, you're pushing 12, 13 years old and you want a little bit more substance, you know. And that's the way My Hero is. It gets dark and it gets more gritty and adult and easy and entertaining. But Demon Slayer really just starts off like no holds barred. And I've been really, really impressed with it. And plus it's really beautiful. The art style in it's really great. And I think the voice actors are really good. So yeah, Wisdom Sage says check it out because I would say add it to the list and get in there and watch it. I think you and Nikki would really enjoy it.
I'm sure we will. We've talked about watching it, and every time I see it, like a thumbnail of it, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to watch that. I've heard it's good. It looks good.
I avoided
Character
it for the
designs
longest
look great.
time.
I'm not avoiding it on purpose.
I don't mean
It's-
avoid it. I mean I just skipped past
Sure,
it
sure.
to watch something else.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I started it. So I'd be interested to hear your take on it if you do get started. No pressure.
I've talked about. I talked about wanting to watch it because I remember Choctos sending me a message saying, "Yeah, it's really good. You should check it out." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, I definitely want to check it out." And then I mentioned something about watching anime with Henry, and I guess what makes it tough because he said, "No, don't watch it with Henry," and I was like, "Okay, first of all, thank you for telling me that."
Yeah, Henry needs a few more years under his belt to really be able to watch that one safely.
Yeah, I mean he thankfully communicated that to me. But what happens is it junts it into this territory where it's like, it's shrinking because Henry goes to bed later now, and it's like I go to bed earlier now. So I mean, there are some nights where it's like he goes to bed. There are some nights I'm asleep before he is, especially in the summer, and like I've been really tired this week, so like 2 nights I was asleep by 8:00. Get home, eat, fall asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
Immediately after eating. And then he's up until like 9.
Right.
So I guess it's tough because I'm in this weird fucking zone where it's like I can't watch the stuff that I want to watch around him, but I don't have as much time to watch the adult stuff anymore.
And now you have to kind of be careful about what you choose to watch in that little bit of time.
Yeah,
I get it.
Pick that stuff.
And it's not going anywhere. I mean,
I know, but I also know me. I know when it reaches a certain threshold, 6 seasons maybe. Just arbitrarily say 6 seasons. It'll be like, it's too much. It's too much.
You should start One Piece.
Shoo. No thanks.
You'll never get through with that one.
Is it kind of bad for me to say that? And this is the truth, so fuck it. Whether it's bad or not, I got 0 interest in watching One Piece. Like none.
I haven't seen anything that's made me like.
I don't like the way it looks. So.
I don't either.
Yeah,
so that's why
I'm with you on that.
I have no problem with the length. I don't like the way it looks.
I have a problem with the length, and I don't like the way it looks. And it's like, I don't know what it turns into, but on the surface, it very much feels like a pirate anime.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I got burned out on pirates like
on Hook.
back when I got burned out on ninjas in like college.
Yeah.
So, Pirates versus Ninjas, dog.
Yeah, yep. That's what did it.
Robots versus vampires. We were fun.
I have a Nezuko, one of the characters from Demon Slayer. I have a Nezuko action figure on my desk at work.
Yeah.
And then one of the guys from our marketing department came up to my desk to ask me a question about his Mac because he has a Mac and I'm the only other one who does. And he saw my...
You watch Anime Nerd? Just kidding.
No, he was like, he saw my, he's like, love that Demon Slayer action figure. I was like, yeah, man, I just started. We ended up getting into like a fucking 45-minute long conversation about anime. People still don't believe me. Like, they find it hard to believe that they know how old I am, but how like kind of fucking obsessed with anime I've become in the last year. At my age, it's somewhat unusual, I think, for people my age to get
Just start saying Nani instead of
into it.
In everyday speech.
Say what?
Nani?
But he mentioned One Piece.
Say it just like that too.
Yeah, Nani? He mentioned One Piece, and I was like, I'm not even probably gonna start One Piece because A, there's too much of it, and B, I don't know. I'm not really interested. It doesn't interest me. He's like, I would recommend against it. And he said, the only reason is, he's like, I loved One Piece. Last year, I literally only watched One Piece for an entire year. When the TV was on, I was watching One Piece. And it took him that long, constantly watching it to get through it.
Oh, yeah. I put it in my phone. Like, I want to see there because I've seen that. How long to watch?
Fuck,
Well,
our cell
internet's
service
out, so.
is totally out. And boy, didn't realize I'd miss it as much as I do.
Yep.
I miss it a lot.
Yep.
I feel like constantly something's wrong, and I don't know about it. That used to be a comfort. But now it's like, people expect me to know when something's wrong.
Yep. And of course, the Wi-Fi is out in the garage at the moment.
Yeah,
so.
that's my fault. I keep not looking at it. I keep forgetting.
No, it's not your fault. It's fault.
We knocked the
its
spider.
fault.
We knocked the spider
Yeah.
nest and the hornet's nest out
God.
of there the other night.
That was terrifying. That's still
Tyler
there.
with the broomstick,
still
me
on
holding
the
the
ground.
flashlight,
Pool cue.
terrified.
and me hiding literally in the garage. I'll hold the door open for you guys in case you
I'm
need
scared
to run.
you do it. Okay. I don't care about my well-being. I'll poke a hornet. It's not bees. It's not my girl. I'll be fine.
Right.
Oh shit! Dave's allergic to bees. Forgot.
Dave, run in here with me. Tyler will be fine. One other thing I was going to mention, season 3 of the Righteous Gemstones is
Oh,
on
man.
HBO.
I've heard
God,
so
I
many
wanna
good things
watch
about
that.
Yeah.
I cannot recommend this show.
The trailer
highly
looks
enough.
awesome.
And I've seen. Of course, I think I mentioned this show on here since last season was on.
Yeah.
That I kind of got into it and watched it. It is in my opinion, it's one of HBO's best shows ever. And that's a bold statement because they've had some pretty good shit. But I love Righteous. Really? I can't get out.
Dream On. Dream On was pretty good.
Dream On was good. I
Tales from the
love
Crypt.
Dream On. But
Was that Mafia one? They had that Mafia one.
The Sopranos.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one.
Game of Thrones.
Man, Game of Thrones is a dangerous one because
It's a great show until the
I
end.
didn't finish it, so I don't know how bad it was in the end. But like,
Oh, I
just
did.
hearing the people talk about it, like, and then like that, hearing people talk about it sounded like the way that it ended just ruined all of the good stuff.
Yeah, that's
Because it's
correct.
like,
That's accurate. Can confirm.
And the
Fun.
abuse
So
the
pissed.
actors suffered on set. I was reading about that. It's just like,
the abuse they suffered on set.
she's one of the main characters in Ted Lasso, the woman who owns the soccer team, the blonde.
Okay, yeah.
She was in Game of Thrones. She was during production. It was like a 2-minute scene where Cersei is like pouring wine in her mouth while she's like bent over on a table, like torturing her.
Oh wow, I didn't even remember
Hannah
that was
Waddingham.
her.
Yeah, that's her.
Okay.
Filming.
I knew I'd seen
They
her somewhere.
basically waterboarded her for 10 hours, and now she is hydrophobic.
Wow.
Oh God.
Like she sees wine, like she has a lot of trouble with it. And Amelia Clark about like all the shit they put her through for the nude scenes.
Yeah.
Like how they made her feel uncomfortable and pushed her and gave her shit, and yeah, it's like that fucking sucks.
Well, fortunately, the Righteous Gemstones doesn't appear to have that sort of a legacy.
Good.
God, please, everyone, just watch it. I love it. We're in season 3, just started. I just watched episode 3, which was this past Sunday. So by the time this episode is aired, episode 4 of season 3 will have come out. It's great. Danny McBride is one of my favorites.
Danny McBride is great.
Yep.
And the whole cast of that show is great. John Goodman is in it.
Yeah.
They're making another season of Eastbound and Down too. aren't
Yeah, I
they?
heard that
I
they were
hadn't
doing
heard
that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
I loved Eastbound and Down, but I think Righteous Gemstones is way better than Eastbound and Down even. So
Does it have all the fixins?
it has all the fixins. I love it. Check it out. Wiz and Sage says check it out. That's all I got.
So you were saying earlier that Dragon Ball did the same thing as
The first 2 Dragon Ball Super
Demon
movies
Slayer?
are basically the first 2 arcs of Dragon Ball Super.
Is that the one? Because I still have one last season of the original Dragon Ball, Goku, patent crotches. I have one more season of that, so I'm not even in Z yet.
Yeah.
Super, is that the one? Because there was one that came out that I heard people absolutely hated.
Oh, I love Super.
Okay, do you know the
Maybe
one I'm talking about?
GT.
Yeah,
GT
that's
is
it.
not canon.
Oh, okay.
Akira Toriyama, he had nothing to do with that.
Oh, then why
he
even do
quit, and
Money.
Toei still wanted to do it, so they just did their own thing. And other than Super Saiyan 4, I heard a lot of people don't like it.
Okay.
He sort of Akira Toriyama. I mean, semi-canonized it as another reality in this Dragon Ball Heroes show, where it's just like, what would happen if a 14-year-old kid wrote Dragon Ball Z? That's Dragon Ball Heroes, to where everyone is like crazy powerful and have all these crazy new forms constantly. It's super over the top. They're all fighting, all getting new forms, and every form you ever did fan art of as a kid, that's a form now. There you go.
And this one is one that Akira Toriyama is working on.
He is involved in that. But Dragon Ball, yeah, because canonically it's Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super.
Okay.
GT is an alternate timeline, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, Battle of the Gods, I went to see in the theater. Thought it was great. And then Dragon Ball Super comes on. I'm like, I've seen all this. Just there's more in it. It was a more streamlined version, but yeah, I've seen this. And then same thing for Resurrection F. It was. Then I went back and watched. Oh, this is the whole second series.
I like it when they take the Cowboy Bebop route, where it's like, this is a movie.
Yep. Yeah.
It is a movie. It's a movie-ass movie. It takes place in the universe that you know. It takes place in the timeline. I like that.
Yeah.
Firefly did something like that, where they like when the show got canceled, because the whole thing got screwed up because Fox ordered aired the episodes in the wrong
Right.
order.
Yeah.
They made a movie though to kind of wrap it up, to kind of give fans that one last big hurrah.
Great.
But it ended up being just basically a very, if I remember correctly, it was almost like a reintroduction to the crew, and they picked one kind of storyline and ran with it, and it was like none of the shit in the season prior had happened, So it was like, I don't know. Start getting into the movies and series, it's either do one or the other.
Yeah, it's tough, right? To make a like a standalone movie for people who haven't seen a pre-existing
Exactly.
property. That's gotta
Or
be
like you
incredibly
say,
tough.
take the movie and make it into the series.
Right.
Like split it into its parts. And
I mean, I think it's doable, because it's like, because I mentioned the Cowboy Bebop movie, which I don't think is as strong as the series, but I thought it was an enjoyable movie. I feel like someone could come into that and still follow the movie. They just wouldn't know exactly like.
I don't think I watched the movie.
Oh, really?
I don't think I even knew there was one.
Oh, yeah.
I
there's
thought
a
you were
movie.
saying what I was confused. I thought what you were saying was that the series was done as if it were a movie and then
no.
split into, 8 parts or whatever.
No, there's a movie that takes place at without spoiling anything about the series, takes place before a major event happens.
Okay.
It happens on Halloween, and it is. I feel like first of all, I feel like no one, when it came out, which was around the time Final Fantasy X came out, so probably
20 years ago.
1927. But I remember like importing it on DVD and having to like do some kind of like,
Like a
region
unlock.
break on something in order to watch it. But
You had to have for a lot of that kind of stuff, you had to have a region-free DVD player.
right, I think that might have been when I got the Apex,
The Apex DVD player. Everybody had one.
Yeah,
'cause you
that
could
you
play
could play
region-free
fucking anything, burn DVDs. You could play on
Yeah,
that
it did not
motherfucker.
give
It was
a
great.
shit.
I loved that fucking
Me
thing.
too.
I think I gave it to
Also,
my.
those are the Dreamcasts.
Yeah, good old Dreamcast pirate protection.
I had one of
I mean, they
the
knew.
Burn Grandia too. Great. Fucking slap that thing right in there.
I had one of the CRT TVs that had the DVD player built in.
Yeah, the Fast and
Apex.
Furious model. That was an Apex.
Yeah.
Nice. But like, I lost my
Yeah.
thread. I think that I was saying that movie, I think you'd enjoy it. I think it's a movie that someone who wasn't familiar with the series could sit down and be like, "Oh, okay, I get it." They didn't like give me the backstory on all these characters, but I get it.
Yeah. I'm gonna check that out. I didn't know. I'm gonna look for it and watch it.
I might have it
Okay.
on DVD, but you might need an Apex.
I don't
DVD.
I don't think I have a DVD player. I have a cassette tape deck in my truck. Will that work?
We'll figure
Probably.
something out.
Because-
One other thing.
Yeah.
I never make plans to do anything like on weekends, I have plans this weekend. I'm going to see Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny in the big movie theater.
I'm not. Man.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
And this is why. Hey, Henry, you want to go see that? Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay. Anybody?
I told Tanya, she said she's going to go with me.
Yeah.
She may change her mind. If she does, you can come with. You can come with anyway. We get handicap seating right now because Tanya's got a boot on her foot.
Oh, yeah. I forgot
crutches.
about that.
So we get to she can sit in the handicap seat.
We'll see. I got some family coming in.
Oh, cool.
I'm not sure how it's going to shake out.
Well, I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay.
But I was excited. I am excited.
But man, Henry was like the
Just
most
didn't care.
lukewarm I've seen him on anything. And it's like, it's Indiana Jones. Who? Oh, right. You're 8. Fuck.
Cohen's pumped. He's going to see it with his dad this weekend.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like, we haven't watched any of the movies together. That has something to do with it.
Oh, yeah, that would do it.
Plus, it's like, I didn't really want to watch. I don't know. For him, knowing what I know about what he thought about the Goonies, I was like, when I was watching him for the show, I was like,
see that.
This kid is not going to like Indiana Jones because
see
it's.
that.
I mean, the dude's face melts off, and like, he could probably handle that, but I don't. But I'm not positive. I saw it at his age. Doesn't make it, doesn't mean that.
Yeah.
I still think about it.
Everybody remembers their first time.
Been playing that Final Fantasy 16.
How is it?
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I haven't heard anybody else talking about it. So I don't know.
Maybe they're all too busy playing it.
Maybe. But usually when people are playing shit, they're talking about it too. Because there's so many times where it's like Tears of the Kingdom.
Terrors of the Kingdom, yeah.
Lots of people are playing that and talking about it. But
Yeah,
Final
they are.
Fantasy 16, it's been like, I don't know, man. No one's talking about this game.
Well, they're still playing Diablo. Once they finish Diablo, then they'll play it.
Maybe. I don't know. But I like it a lot. It's way different. It's totally different. Very extremely different. Probably the most different. Maybe not the most different, but because the MMOs are like, that's a
The
completely
Theatrhythm's
different.
pretty different.
Yeah. The what?
The Theatrhythm games or whatever.
Those are very good. Also very good. Very good games. But like as far as like a mainline Final Fantasy goes, it's very different. It's an action game. It's a pure action game. It's not like the Final Fantasy 15 or Kingdom Hearts style. It's I've not played a Devil May Cry game, but I've heard people compare it to that series. I think the story, I think that style of gameplay really suits the story because like stuff happens and it happens and it happens and it happens and it happens. There's not an overworld. There's not a lot of time for you to lose the story.
Hey, you want to play cards?
Right, yeah. Triple triad.
Oh no, the Adia is coming to slay us all. You want to play some cards?
Right. Dude, I love Final Fantasy IX. Love that game. I think it's a great game. However, I did so much chocobo digging minigame between like parts of the story. I can't tell you what that game's about. I remember who you fight. Don't remember why you fight them. But yeah, I guess my point is that I feel like the pacing in it in 16 so far has been very, very good and action packed and really dramatic. And there's a lot of character stuff in Final Fantasy 16 that I feel like I haven't seen. I definitely didn't see in 15. It's fucking broody and grimdark. So if that's not your style, you're not going to like it. You're
Yeah.
going to have a bad time because it is fucking like 100% obviously influenced by Game of Thrones. Like it is apparent that it's like, we're going to take a little Game of Thrones and we are going to put it in Final Fantasy. We're going to mash it up and see how it shakes out.
Yeah.
The main character's very, brooding, very disturbed kind of. He's like it's gonna turn a lot of people off. It works for me, but to me, he reminds me of like if you took Cloud and you mix him with Squall, you got this guy. I know it sounds awful. It works.
Okay, all right, I believe you.
It works for me. I can see it. It's totally this like.
I'm a Mako orphan. No.
Wait, we all went to school together? What? What are
Angels falling.
What are these little lion dudes? Anyone see any of these things in a prior game or a game after this? No? None of little lions?
Anyone?
No? I thought we had to do Chocobo in our hands. Nope, turns out, no, we don't. But I don't know. It's the story of like the world building. I think is really cool because it's like the crystals. They go back to crystals.
Okay.
There are crystals on the planet on this continent, and they essentially allow people to like little shards of the crystal allow people to cast magic. And there are people who can cast magic naturally. Final Fantasy VI style-ish. But those people are essentially like the lowest caste possible.
Huh.
I don't know why yet. I'm hoping that that's explained. But my guess is that it's, done that way essentially to keep them from taking over the world is my guess. Because obviously they've got this power, right? But it also like has an effect on their body. So it's not like they can exercise this like unlimited power. It takes a toll on their body, and there are so you have those people, and then you've got a few people who are born. It's kind of like almost like a generational thing where that person embodies an icon, and that icon is like Ifrit and Shiva, Titan, Odin, Ramu. These people, they're essentially like they embody that icon, and they can turn into that icon. And when someone is killed, when someone who embodies that icon is killed, the icon will choose somebody else to be born into. So a lot of the story revolves around the main character, Clive, who is he's the brooding character that I mentioned earlier. But I feel like they do it well because you see why he is the way that he is. It almost makes it like, oh, this isn't like edgelord nonsense. They've justified this character and his actions. Essentially, I don't want to give too much away, but he is no worries. He is a dominant, so he can cast magic naturally. He is of noble blood. He was born a noble.
Is he called Stormborn by any chance?
No, he's not. He's the firstborn. So heir to the kingdom. Potentially, if he weren't born a dominant. His younger brother is born an icon, or a one who can. He is the Phoenix essentially. So, and they've got a really good relationship with one another. Like he's essentially his little brother, his little brother's bodyguard, and then shit goes fucking crazy. I don't want to give too much away, but the stuff that happens dictates who this character becomes. So, like, the game starts out in media res, and then it goes into a flashback and kind of explains this main character in the way that he is. It's hard to talk about without giving away, but like I feel like the storytelling is on point. Like it's engaging to a degree where I haven't felt this engaged by the story of a Final Fantasy game in a minute. So I like it. That was a long way of fucking saying nothing other than
Dave says, check it
check
out.
it
Get
out.
out.
I think
I've heard.
I think it's really good.
I can always tell when you are legitimately kind of into something. Like you'll say, you'll be this way. You'll
Yeah.
be descriptive and want to share.
Oh
and
man,
can't,
there's
you
so
know,
much shit I
can
want to
tell
you
that
guys
you really
about.
like it
Because like there's like the fucking twists and turns on this story is like, I mean, Nikki was watching it. I mean, she'll normally watch me play a game, but I mean, she was like watching it to the point where like we were talking about like, what do you think that meant? You know,
yeah, oh, I love it.
or
I
like
love that.
if they don't follow up on
Yeah.
that, then fuck them. Like that kind of
That's
of
awesome.
stuff.
I like that kind of engagement when they get you hooked.
But
into
it's
the story.
clear that they're taking beats from like Game of Thrones. They're like, we liked that, and we want to see what we can do in that kind of blend a Final Fantasy story with that.
Well, and as they were developing it, Game of Thrones ended. And they were like, well, nowhere to go but up. Let's shoot for the stars, gang.
The demo's free. It's out, and it like covers the first like that. It covers the background story of Clive, the main character, and I played through that in 2 hours, and was like, it finished, and I was like, fuck. When does this game come out? And it was like, 10
Yeah.
days, and it's like, fuck. Okay, I can't wait for this game to come out.
Is this a PlayStation game?
Yeah, it's a PlayStation 5 game. I haven't heard anything about it coming to PC, but like they all kind of come to PC now,
Yeah.
like after a few years. I think it's really good. I'm not through it. I don't know how long of a game it's going to be. I'm probably like 12 hours into it, and it doesn't seem like there's not an end in sight. I have no idea where it's going, but I feel like they know where it's going, and it's not going to be like, so far it doesn't feel like it's going to be disjointed madness like
Okay.
some Final Fantasy games are, and where it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I'm gonna dig with my chocobo for a minute and then fight God.
Well, you had my brain kind of go, what? Whenever you said the main character's name.
Right, Clive.
And then
Yeah.
my brain went, and Finnegan.
I'm still waiting.
and then you didn't say Ann Finnegan. My brain went, what's going on?
I'm still waiting for there to be a Finnegan in the game. I'm still waiting. And if it happens, it's going to be momentous. I'll text you
Okay, please.
if it happens. In one of Tyler's games, Jacob of Wolffighting fame played Clive, and I played Finnegan.
I knew that the Finnegan thing was a reference to something of yours because
Yeah.
I've seen you have that as a username on some stuff.
Yeah.
that I'm privy to.
And
So
Clive and
Yeah.
Clive and Finnegan were like
The Bash Bros.
best bros.
all right.
Yeah. And then I've also been playing a game called Muse Dash. It's an old game. Didn't really know about it until recently. It popped on something. Probably some algorithm that was like, hey, you like rhythm games and like horny art, right? So like that popped up, and I was like, yeah, okay. I'll put that on a wish list. And then it popped on Steam for like 49 cents. It's like, purchase. It's time to do that. But I think it's regularly like $3.
Oh yeah.
The fucking cheap ass in me was like, I'll wait till this is on sale.
The Steam sale is going on right now. To anyone who hasn't checked, I'm sure if you know, you know. But
Yeah.
some good deals going.
There
on
are
right
some great deals going on right now.
Good shit.
I
And
hear
I
you
know
get a
this
Steam Deck.
because I'm back on Steam. And I want a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
I'm going to probably do it.
I might get Persona 5 Royal. I don't know.
I've been thinking about that too because I
I've
saw
got
that,
that on
there
my
and
fucking Xbox and I keep not playing it. I'm doing the.
It was on Game Pass.
It is still.
It's still on
the
Game
Royal
Pass?
version was?
Yeah. they've got it's Royal.
Is
It's
it Royal?
No,
It
no, on
is.
PlayStation it was the regular.
Right. On PlayStation
version.
it was for sure.
It's Persona 5 Royal. Like I say that. I am 99% sure. And then they've got two other Personas on
Yeah.
there. 4 and the one that was on the portable.
Yeah, it's the portable. It's the PSP version of 3.
Okay.
Which is great.
But I haven't
Sort of
started them yet. And I need to. I'm doing the same thing with these as I did with Demon Slayer. I keep putting it off, and then I'm gonna play it and be like, man, I wish I hadn't waited for this. So
I think you're gonna like. I mean, I haven't played all of them. I love what I played of Persona 4 Golden. I won't finish it, but I love what I played of it. Like there are parts of that I think that you will really enjoy, and then there are parts of it where it's like, time will tell. We'll see.
Sure. Now, just out of curiosity, since we've essentially got 3, 4, and 5, do I need to play them in that order, or are they just different games altogether?
They're totally different.
Okay.
I mean, they have still the same theme of like the tarot cards and the
Demons,
the
and
main
stuff.
character. Yeah, combining things. It's an offshoot of the Shin Megami Tensei series.
Okay.
So it has all that in common, like demons and stuff. Upgrading.
Yeah.
Usually, the main character is one of the tarot cards that has multiple powers, and everyone else is a standard tarot card that you can recruit or whatever.
Okay.
So,
I'll give it a shot. I will. I've still been playing so much Overwatch that it gets late, and then I'm like, fuck, I meant to try this, and I never do. So I'll get there. We'll see.
Man, I gotta play a Persona game on a handheld. Like I have to. I have to. And I know you can play Xbox Game Pass games on the Steam Deck. I know that you can. I've set that up and I've tried it, and it's like, I think it's a fucking home LAN issue. It's a miserable experience.
Is it really?
For me it is, but I've heard for other people that it works fine. But I do have the same issue with the PlayStation streaming too. Like if I'm in my bedroom, that motherfucker is gonna like start doing that weird encoding shit. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like, oh fuck, did I just accidentally take a bunch of acid? Because it's like you can see like trails.
Oh,
and
you
shit.
mean it looks like the background of the start screen of Mohawk and headphone jack?
Yeah, it does. It looks like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it defeats the purpose of playing it on my handheld if I have to sit like in a special room to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't fuck
at least
with
5 you could do straight then on Steam.
I know, right? Yeah.
See, I didn't.
And I love 3 and 4. Love them.
Well, I
Absolutely
could play.
fucking love them.
Yeah, I could do those on the Vita and PSP. I mean,
But I think 5 is probably the best one, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think that you had to have. I didn't think it streamed from your console.
On PlayStation, it does. On
Xbox, it's just Game Pass. Like, you like boot Windows, right? Or do you have to boot Windows?
No,
They have like an app.
I run it through Edge.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the old workaround, the same way that I play on my iPhone.
Well, for Microsoft specific shit, Edge is fine. I mean, it's fine.
I mean,
it is.
It works fine on my phone, but I've had not so great results on the Steam Deck. And I think it might be because my phone might be running on fucking mobile data. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. But for whatever reason, yeah, when I am in my room, like even trying to play like Chained Echoes was like, God, this is a fucking like turn-based RPG, and it's like I can't do it.
Well, I know you said also you had been having some issues with your like VR not wanting to work wirelessly.
Yeah,
maybe
it is
like a network.
It is a
issue.
network issue.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it is.
Tyler, we've been talking and talking. What have you been up to, man?
Work.
That's it.
That's
Just work.
Yeah. Just transition for the hospital. That's all. That's it. Just work.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
I take some calls, though.
we could do some calls.
Take some calls.
Y'all want to take 5 minutes and then
Sure.
come back and start running through some of these calls?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Maybe the Verizon network will be up by the time we get back.
Sure. We'll go with probably.
When they murdered John Steele's friend, he wanted more than revenge. He wanted justice. Steele justice. Monday at 7 on
patreon.com/TADPOG or pisstasters.com.
My friends and I just love to play games. You could talk to us live one-on-one at
270-883-2555.
It's not a party line. It's just you and me, or one of over 100 of my friends. Just the way you like it, one-on-one.
My friends and I just love to play 24 hours a day at
270-883-2555.
Now it's your move.
$3 per minute, must be 18.
The calls.
It's that time for more calls. We are up to 385. I can't remember where we were at last time.
385 is pretty good.
385 is good. I thought
good.
we'd be back up in the 400s, so
We'll
yay, people aren't calling. Don't do that. Call us.
270-883-2555.
And if you do, you'll be just like this person from 828, who I think might be Brew Pounder.
Good afternoon, TADPOG. It's your VR boy, Brew Pounder.
Hey.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah, see that? Oh, Ghostbusters coming to VR. Oh, whoa, 420. Talking about like awesome 420. Gonna shoot them ghosts. We're all be like, oh no, hit it, Ray. All in VR. I'll tell you, VR is a good time. So, Tyler and Dave play old games, and Ian, would you rather erase from existence the concept, the idea, and the availability? Would you rather erase a peanut butter jelly sandwich or a delicious hot grilled cheese sandwich? I'll take my answer on the podcast. Thank you, guys. You guys are great. Love you. Bye.
Thanks, Brew Pounder.
Yeah, good question. Mine's easy.
It's easy for me, too.
I'm getting rid of PBJ for grilled cheese.
Girl, same.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tyler?
I'm getting rid of grilled cheese because I feel like it is. There's way more opportunity for people to eat a peanut butter and jelly than a grilled cheese. So I'll get rid of
That's
grilled
true.
cheese.
That's a real good point. I'm going on personal preference.
I am too.
Only, not thinking about anything else. This is a selfish answer for me.
Agreed.
I don't like a PBJ. I like a P.
I like a J. Nice J.
I don't like a J that much.
You don't like to be British and have a little jelly sandwich?
No.
No?
I don't. Do they do that?
If it's a biscuit with jelly.
Biscuit
with
with jelly
jelly?
is good.
That's just a jelly sandwich.
I just do jelly.
Not a big jelly guy.
I like PBJ a lot.
Yeah.
I don't eat them much anymore, but it's a good staple go-to snack for me. But I'm being selfish as well. I like grilled cheese more.
Dude, you can throw some ham on that motherfucker. Throw some shredded chicken on there. Oh, man.
Throw a burger.
Make a little patty melt.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You sure can do that.
Just a little salt, little pepper, hamburger patty.
I'm sure.
Like it's a top. It's like it's a topping.
Maybe now you're cooking. Like there are potatoes in there. You got stew going.
Cat food diced up just so much people can't tell it's cat food. It's fine.
It all comes from the same place.
It's basically pate. It's
Yeah,
fine.
same factory.
Thanks for the call.
Yes, thank you.
Little bologna.
Also,
Bologna.
the-
So I'm sure. Sorry to interrupt.
All good.
I'm sure there are ways to dress up a peanut butter and jelly as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
So
put
does-
some raisins on
so
there. Or
does
something like that?
erasing-
Bananas.
Bananas. Oh, that's
are
right.
amazing
Yeah.
on a peanut
Marshmallow.
butter sandwich.
Marshmallow fluff.
Yeah.
Honey.
Right.
honey.
Right.
So, but okay though, he
Just
did
yuck.
specifically say peanut butter and jelly. Can I still make a peanut butter and honey?
I guess that still exists. Yeah.
Because that's what I would do.
That's a lot more appealing to me than peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. So if it's just peanut butter and jelly,
I think that was
that makes
Obama's
it
favorite
easy.
snack.
I
in the
think
White
I think that
House.
sounds right.
Yeah.
Peanut butter and honey with bananas is amazing. I love
What,
it.
deep fry it? That's the Elvis.
The Elvis.
Yeah.
Peanut butter and banana sandwiches. With all the
You have to shoot a
fixins.
TV too.
It takes so many painkillers. You're so constipated.
Yeah, that's like a.
That's what did him
normal,
in.
right?
You're
Yeah,
constipated with
that's
the
a
peanut butter.
given.
Peanut butter banana sandwich.
That's just living.
Be a goddamn American. All calls Independence Day.
All calls Independence Day. America.
Fuck yeah.
Coming around. All right.
To the motherfucking day.
I love us. We got another call from Brew Pounder.
TADPOG, it's your VR boy Brew Pounder again.
Hey.
On that quick question, I got a quick question about that Ghostbusters VR.
Yeah.
You guys think you're gonna get a ghost BJ in Ghostbusters VR? You know, like when you get that BJ from that ghost in Ghostbusters. I was just wondering. Anyways, peanut butter grilled cheese sandwich. I'll tell you, I love you guys. Bye.
That was the most Chris Black I think I've ever heard.
Think about it.
Brew Pounder.
Think about it.
Yeah, think about it.
I watched Ghostbusters the other day.
Think about it.
That's a dream sequence. I always forget that that's a dream sequence. He falls asleep. Dan Aykroyd falls asleep and dreams of a ghost giving him a blowy. It isn't actually something that like happens.
You're right, but that has never registered with me for whatever reason.
Me neither. I just picked up on that.
I know the ghost didn't cause the dream.
That's
Could
true.
have.
Yeah.
Sleep with ghost.
Still rape. It's dream rape.
It is.
So yeah, I'm glad he mentioned Ghostbusters because I was watching that the other day and that occurred to me. It's like, oh shit, I never really paid attention to the fact that it was a dream he was having. So he wanted it.
Is that how they got it through like the ratings board? Do you think that's why
Maybe
it's
they put a
dream?
diddly-doo. You got to add
It's a dream and it's a
not real.
ghost.
It's not
It's
real.
double not real.
Yeah.
Well, the review board probably saw the movie
took off the
and
cum
they're like,
shot.
no, you're
Yeah,
gonna.
they put his exposed penis and cum shot in it. They're like, all right, here's the deal. We're going to take this out and they'll let it go through.
But you got to make
We're
it a
not
dream
sure.
sequence.
We're not sure we can have Dan Aykroyd's erect penis ejaculating into the wind and maintain our PG-13 rating.
If they let him do that, we wouldn't have Crystal Skull vodka. I guarantee it.
All right. Next call coming at you, April 22nd, 2022.
Wait, I'm sorry. Was there a question to Brew Pounder's call? Or?
He did the same grilled cheese peanut butter.
Oh, okay.
It was he called right back.
Okay.
After the first one.
So the question didn't have anything to do with Dan Aykroyd getting a ghost blowjob?
No,
Okay.
no. He was just wondering that if you play the Ghostbusters VR game, are you going to be able to get a ghost blowjob?
Well, we didn't answer that.
Well, I don't know because I've never played it, nor do I have VR.
I think I'd have heard about it if that happens.
I bet there's a mod. I bet there's a mod where you could do like a POV of you getting the Dan Aykroyd treatment.
That'd be a weird mod, right? Because it's like that ghost was pretty transparent.
You couldn't see it at all.
Yeah.
Like it floats
A little
above
wispy,
him for
right?
a minute,
And then
when
disappears.
the pants thing
Right.
starts,
it's all
completely invisible.
Stop motion belt action.
Yes. So they could do it. They could do it.
Would that be a more enjoyable or less enjoyable experience, do you think, if the giver were invisible? And it begs the question, is what is inside the invisible ghost also invisible?
Or do you see your
Or do you see
spooge,
it?
like floating around there?
Does your penis
in the
disappear, or are
invisible-
you just staring at it?
Is it a ghost or a goo girl?
I think first and foremost,
boo
it
girl.
wouldn't disappear. I think it would be like a parallax kind of, or a, like distorted, like
Okay.
Refraction going
refraction.
on.
Thank you.
You're like, oh, it looks so big.
So huge.
It's upside down.
Oh, this ghost rules.
It's going in the other direction, man. And then also, I feel like
Put a little extra ectoplasm on there.
slather it on with all the fixins.
Slime it
Put all
real
them ghost
good.
fixins.
I like it slimery.
Slimery. Yeah. Slimer, he's got big old fucking teeth, man. I wouldn't trust that guy.
Can't hardly close his lips over them teeth.
No. I saw him on that.
You just go in through the side of Slimer. It's fine.
You just
Everywhere's
go
a
in
hole.
anywhere.
That's true. With his consent, of course.
He's just surface tension. That's it.
Yeah, he's the original goo girl.
Dead things aren't capable of giving consent. Therefore,
But it's a
wrong.
spirit, right? It's the spirit's not dead.
Can a vampire
Right.
consent? Yeah.
I don't think a vampire would ever be put in a position to have to give consent. A vampire would have to be the one getting consent.
I guess we're gonna have to watch all of True Blood to get the answer to the question.
All right.
I'm not going to do that anymore. I've had enough of my life of True Blood.
Is that the Mafia show?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
It kind of is the Vampire
Kind
Mafia.
of is a mafia show. It's like Sons of Anarchy, only they're vampires.
Okay. I like vampires, all right.
True Blood, I liked. I mean, it got schlocky.
I got a little tired of it. It was better than like fucking Twilight.
Yeah.
You know, that I liked the concept of the show. It just, yeah, you're right. It got a little
too campy.
And
in the middle, then it kind of got better, but
I think it was a product of its time.
It peaked with the Necromancer.
That makes sense.
So.
Yeah, at the time it was like, whoa. Now I go back and watch it. If it happens to be on HBO or something and I'm watching at it, I'm just like, ugh. I don't know why I liked this. I don't know.
It just shows that you've grown.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I've grown. I watch a lot of anime.
Yeah.
I've grown.
Yeah. That's what, yeah.
I'm more mature. Next call, April 22nd, 2022 at 12:01 p.m. Central Standard Time.
What's up, TADPOG? I'm back on that call list, baby.
Yeah, you are.
Sorry, but I'm not sorry. Anyway, I'm listening to the Christmas All Calls episode, and Dave
Michelle?
said the magic words. Colonial Williamsburg.
Oh, boy.
My dude, I live in Colonial Williamsburg.
You churning butter up there on that porch?
On the campus of William and Mary in the middle of Colonial Williamsburg, and while I was working retail.
He was probably working in the gift shop selling the handmade fudge.
Oh, I thought like photos of the girl churning the butter. I remember when we went
short videos of the girl churning
Man,
butter.
If we'd have had fucking phones in our pockets when we went in middle school, you'd goddamn bet there'd just be a whole bunch of videos of like close-ups of the hands just churning that butter. I mean, that was all there would have been.
Like, that happens now, you know it.
It has to.
Yeah.
Unless there's like a time police at Colonial Williamsburg where they see a phone out, they like shoot it out your hands.
Now it's all strictly very old ladies that churn butter at Colonial Williamsburg.
I mean, they were pretty old then too, but it still worked.
It worked.
Once
It's
again,
like the Sears catalog. It'll work.
It worked.
dark room.
Yeah.
It's the ghost transparent. Who really cares?
The internet just came out. It's, you know.
I just got two bars of service just popped
Oh,
up.
fuck.
Snap.
Oh, I'm still in SOS.
Y'all need me to stop so you can get on your phones and play a minute?
All my work emails just been.
I heard that. Adam continues.
I had a man come in that was dressed in regular clothes, but I 100% knew that he worked in Colonial Williamsburg because my guy looked exactly like Benjamin Franklin.
I love
He
that.
had the bald skullet, as I like to call it, bald head
With the little ribbon in the back.
and he had
syphilis.
These, I swear to you, these crazy-looking bifocal type glasses that
invented
almost look
those.
like something you would see in National Treasure. All right, shout out to
Yes.
Ian. I know he likes those movies. Guilty pleasure. I'm with you, man. I love it.
Love them.
Ian, do you think those movies would be better or worse or the same if Brendan Fraser would have played in the movie instead of Nicolas Cage?
We'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to let you finish your call. I'm going to finish the call, but then I will address that question.
I know it's super close to The Mummy, but it almost makes me think it would be better. But I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, back to what I was saying. A man came in. This is a Tuesday in a retail store, and he was a little bit plastered, and he was buying something for his daughters. And I said, where do your daughters go to school? And he mentioned that they went to James Madison. Now, listen, I'm not a history buff, so just bear with me if I miss some of these details. And I'm sorry if I've told you this story before, but anyway, he said they go to James Madison. I was like, you know what's funny about that campus? One, they have some of the very best food in all of the college universities' ratings across the country, top 5 all the time. But they have a statue of James Madison on campus that is life-size. And James Madison was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. And when I said that, you could see this man's face get embittered towards James Madison. And he said, that little son of a bitch. Sorry for my English. And I said, excuse me? And he went on about a 10-minute rant about how much of a douche James Madison was, because apparently something had happened a long time ago between the real James Madison and the real Benjamin Franklin, where they were supposed to speak somewhere and James Madison took his spot or something. I'm not 100% sure. All I knew is that this man was so method that even drunk at an outlet mall on a Tuesday afternoon in regular man clothing, he was going in on James Madison. So if you're ever out here in Williamsburg, let's all go tour around, and we'll try to find our old friend Ben, and we'll bring up James Madison.
Click. The guy couldn't have hated James Madison that much. He lets his daughter go to school there.
Maybe he's not that controlling. He wants, like, he knows that if he boycotts her going to James Madison, she'll only want James Madison more. It's the phase. She's got to work it through her system.
That's a good point.
And then she'll be back with the fine French prostitutes like her dad.
Of course. I'm just thinking about that episode of The Office with Benjamin Franklin.
Yes. Absolutely.
Why the vile King George, of course.
God, I love that fucking shit, dude. I love that episode.
Yes.
And when the women in the office are talking to him, I love that too.
National treasure. I don't think I don't know that we would have known any different. I think Brendan Fraser would have been an excellent choice to play the lead in National Treasure, and I think I would have liked it just as much, but maybe not better or worse. I loved Nicolas Cage in those movies.
About Kurt Russell.
True, man. I think I would have watched him if Kurt Russell was in it.
I like Kurt Russell a lot, but I don't know if he would have been the right fit for that particular role. I don't know, maybe. But Brendan Fraser would have done an excellent job. I love the Mummy movies. I mean, they're more guilty pleasure for me too, but I really like him. I love Rachel Weisz in those movies. That was my first introduction to her. She's really pretty, so that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it would have been fine, but I wouldn't have liked one or the other better. I think that would have been one of those rare occasions where, for me, two people playing that, whoever, take your pick. I don't care. Dealer's choice. Let him be in it or don't.
Eric Stoltz.
Eric Stoltz probably could have done it.
I'm just thinking he's the alternate in every reality.
He was the alternate Marty McFly, right? Yeah.
Colonial Williamsburg, I'm glad you brought it up because I was just thinking about it because Diablo 4 just came out.
Mm-hmm.
And the Diablo video game series and Colonial Williamsburg are intrinsically linked in my mind, same as Washington, D.C., because I know I've told this story on the show before, but I think it's been a minute. I remember in high school, sophomore year, we took a class trip to Washington, D.C., and I begged my father to let me borrow his laptop for this trip. Begged him. And the reason is because I had just downloaded the demo and cracked the demo for Diablo and was addicted to that game and cared about it way more than Washington, D.C. Still kind of do.
I'd say that's probably fair still.
Valid.
Yeah.
But he agreed.
Hey, you fucking lived there. You know,
I know.
You get it.
I've played Diablo and lived in DC.
He agreed and let me take it. And I remember I was in a room with other people who I played Diablo with pretty regularly. And those motherfuckers were like, go to bed. Because it's like fucking 4:30 in the morning. And I'm like, yeah, still playing. And I remember going to Colonial Williamsburg on this fucking Diablo hangover. Just miserable. I was miserable that entire trip unless I was playing Diablo in the hotel at night. I have no idea. Like, I've got vague memories of like Monuments Sure stuff. But yeah, that was a good trip. got a lot of progress.
Kill that goddamn butcher.
Yeah, bunches of times. God, me in that fucking game, dude. That was like, that's like when I hear other people my age complain about Fortnite and like not getting it and shit, I feel like that wave is over by now. But it makes me think of like, yeah, well, like Fortnite to the kids now is like how Diablo was to me, where it's like, yo, dude, you got an hour and let's talk about Diablo and all the fucking. So I downloaded this thing called a trainer and it lets you modify your gear. And then like I could just go the fuck on and on about this. The difference was I was a teenager, not an 8-year-old child.
Oh, goodness.
Want to see how many ears I got? Yeah, I kill a lot of people in this game. Sometimes I just duplicate ears for no reason. That's fun, right? Are they valuable? No, not at all. It's just, I don't know. I got a fucking lot of fucking time on my hands.
So many years.
You ready for another call?
Yes.
Yeah.
April 24th, 2022 from 505.
Motherfucking TADPOG. What up, guys? It's Aaron. It's 1:30 a.m. on April the 20-something, 2022.
24th.
I'm sober. I'm driving home.
Yeah, right.
Sucks. I'm driving home. Just been on the road a little while, so thinking about, just trying to stay awake. Fucking late. Thinking about home points. What would you do if you could set a home point in real life? One-way travel.
My answer's boring.
And
work,
blood
your house, anywhere you're at in the world, you just wherever. I don't know, you fucking pull the Hearthstone or some shit. I don't know. I didn't play World of Warcraft, but and you go straight back to where your home point was.
Moongate.
Where would you say
Let me cast my rune of recall.
You gotta think it's one way. So if you drive somewhere, your home point back, your car is where you left it. So, I don't know. I guess I leave it like in the bathroom at home or something. Like, if an emergency, I gotta go, and that that bidet's there. I can't live without that shit, man. So, I'd probably put it there. Let me know what you guys think. Later.
Thanks for the call.
Yeah.
I'm boring. I think I'd set my home point at home.
Same.
It just makes the most sense.
I think about it in terms of like, let's say on a rare occasion I might be camping. Well, I'd like to go home and go to the bathroom and then be able to zip right back anywhere from anywhere. I think home is where it should be.
Could you choose a fictional place?
Ooh.
And then it would just work because it's like, I don't know, man, it's magic.
If I could do that, I'd have to figure out what that would be, and then I'd probably go and then stay.
Right? Yeah. Thanks, home point.
That's
Goodbye.
your home point.
Yeah. Right. Oh, man.
I would think it would be neat if you could do like real world waypoints though, for people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like set a beacon
beam of fucking light in the sky
Yeah.
that's visible. They do that in the desert,
dude. Yeah.
Where there's water. They've got these like fucking megawatt lasers out in the desert that are solar powered and charge up all day. And then at night they shine this giant fucking laser up into the sky. So if you're lost, you can find your way to the light and get water. So I think it would be neat if you could do that in real life. And like, I'll send you a waypoint.
With my luck, it would be like the way it usually turns out for me in video games, where it's like, did you set that one? Who's blue? Who's blue? Oh, I'm blue. Never. I'm sorry. I'm blue. I'm blue.
Whose blue waypoint is in my house? Who the fuck?
Quit moving your waypoint. Like every fucking Fortnite game.
Would you please pick up that waypoint? I'm tired of this floaty little fucking diamond on the left pointing me this way.
I said it at the beginning of the game, and that's where it's going to stay to the end. I know it's in the storm.
All right, here we go. Call number whatever, April 25th, 2022 from 505. Beep.
Okay, guys, fun fact. You can milk a male human being if they take prolactin because their wife can't lactate and they want to participate. Then their breast tissue, which all men have, will produce milk, and they will be able to be milked. Also, Dave, never go to Guatemala. I think it's Guatemala. Fairly certain. They have a lot of sinkholes. Apparently, they have like this gigantic one, And then when I was reading about it, it happened after a flood. It was really huge. And then they were like, a little tiny thing on the bottom was all like, sinkholes are common in Guatemala. So, never go there. Just to let you know, because of sinkholes. All right. Bye.
I learned from Ben Stiller and Meet the Parents that you can milk anything with nipples.
And
It's pretty good. We play that also when we talk about milkross.com. It's pretty.
Yeah.
Fuck, I got to re-register that. It's just a gif of Ben Stiller with Michelle's call played over it.
And don't go to Guatemala.
Yeah, I guess I'll cancel my plans.
Sinkholes of all things.
Yeah, I don't like sinkholes. They're terrifying.
Yeah.
I've seen that. There was a video I saw recently on YouTube of like some kids who found this whirlpool.
Oh, God.
And they were like...
Those are fucking awful.
They were like sticking stuff in it. And one kid grabbed this huge branch. I mean, like a branch the length, like let's just say 10 feet. I mean, it was like a branch. Like, holy shit, where'd you get that branch, bro? And like he put it in the whirlpool and it just went straight down. And this was in shallow water, which means that was a sinkhole. And they're just like playing around it. And like, it's like, you guys are fucking.
Don't do that. It's like when the people that hang off of like towers with one finger and take a selfie.
No,
you're just really gonna fall. You know,
they're confident. They got their home point set.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, sinkholes. We had a sinkhole happen under the Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
Lost a lot of valuable merchandise. Fortunately, no lives were lost. I think it happened while it was closed, but
yeah, I don't think anybody got.
They lost some shit. That was a big deal. I remember hearing about.
I think they've leaned into it. I haven't been, but I hear now like it's the Corvette Museum / the giant sinkhole. Yeah, come look at the hole. Yeah.
If you can get those Corvettes down there, you can have them.
we done wrote them off on insurance, so I mean they're pretty much up for grabs.
Corvettes.
Bet there's a big like gotcha claw that you like operate.
We got another one. Another one. Did somebody call it a huge streak, and you're just seeing how many in a row it was?
The next 30 calls.
What the fuck?
Are from Terrified Michelle.
How
I'm not exaggerating.
How spaced apart are they? Like minutes?
One right after the other? Oh, you mean like... Hold on, let me scroll back down to the bottom
What's
of the list.
Chronologically?
April 25th. 5 of them are on one day. It spans from April 25th to April 30th.
Okay.
An average of 5 calls a day.
So about we just take all the 30 of those and make it one long Patreon episode where we just post 30 calls.
30 Michelles agree.
Perfect. That's what it's called.
I guess. What do you want me to do?
I guess we play them.
We gotta go.
All right.
Go.
Here we go.
Quick question. Why don't you guys take off the list the ones you've already done? I get, like, leaving on the ones you want to potentially redo, but the ones that you have zero desire to redo and are already played, why don't you take those off the list? Wouldn't that make it easier? Is there some sort of weird situation where that is way too difficult, or is it time consuming and you need somebody else to do it? Probably that one, isn't it?
Nope.
Okay. But let me know. Okay.
It's neither. It's to prove that it is truly random.
There you go. There's your
Because
answer.
if every episode is like, oh, they pulled a new one, eventually people are going to be like, wait a minute.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
so
random.
It's random. That's why. And I think it's fun, too.
Yeah, it is fun. A lot of times we get a good whole 10 minutes of content out of a repeat.
Yep, let's wring some blood from that fucking stone, baby.
Hell yeah, baby.
What we got? Yoshi's Island? Let's talk about that for 3 minutes. All right.
Next.
Okay, so I just finished the Wheel of Time book series, except for the prequel, which I will read soon. I haven't watched TV series, but I feel like I should wait a little while to watch the TV series because it's so fresh in my brain. And, like, I watched Battlestar Galactica, and I still wanted to watch more Battlestar Galactica, so I tried to watch the original Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to do
Super
that.
bad idea. Never do that. Never do that. I probably could watch the original Battlestar Galactica now and not hate it entirely. But definitely did after I watched the most current Battlestar Galactica. I think there's only 2, plus Gallico, which I haven't seen. Or no, Caprica, which I haven't seen. But
Tropical Capricorn?
So
Tropical Caprica.
and I'm just telling you, because this is what it means. We have a conversation that is like many months between responding. It's like the slowest of all the snail mail that could possibly happen. That's what we do. Okay, bye.
The original Battlestar Galactica is a great show, but yeah, if you watch like the modern one and then try to go back to the original, it's a slog. It's like
watching
they did what they could at the
modern
time.
Cybermen and going back to the original Cybermen who had silver pantyhose on their faces.
But that's fun too.
right.
Because I've watched some of that, and that is definitely like there's some charm. And one thing I really like, I'm not current on Doctor Who. I've never been current on Doctor Who. But what I liked about what I saw that was pretty modern was that it still had some of that like
old campy feel.
Yeah,
yes.
where it's like we realize this is like bigger than the original audience, but we're still gonna do it in the right. We're gonna do it the right way, the way that we want to do it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like a
We're not going to
sleek,
completely
like,
redesign the Daleks
Yeah.
or the Cybermen. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you there. That's important.
Yeah.
They would have lost their core audience if they had changed. You know, I mean, I had my father-in-law is on my wife's mother's husband. He's an old school Doctor Who guy. I mean, he's like in his 60s, you know. He's been watching Doctor Who since damn near the beginning, right? And he would be furious if they changed anything. And I could see why. You know, you got to keep it real.
I think at least what I saw of Doctor Who is really interesting because like they managed to, in this low budget feeling sci-fi, like they really managed to like evoke emotion and tell some interesting stories and posit some interesting ideas. And I think that's really cool. But all that being said, those original Cybermen are pretty fucking charming, and
They are.
like there's just and like I don't know, man. The fact that like the Daleks still pretty much, because I remember talking to my former art director about this, who is British and grew up on Doctor Who, and I remember at one point being like, they're still sticking with that like plunger design on the Dalek, right? And like he was the one who like educated me on like, yeah, man, that's like part of it.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a big. You don't want to change that shit,
Right.
And to me, it's like. That's foreign, like to me, because like we don't see a lot of like fucking trash can gonk droids in Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like Star Wars is the opposite of that, where it's like, yeah, we realized that like the prequels, this all took place before those other movies you saw, but like everything's like super more advanced.
Yeah, it does.
For like no reason. There's no reason to this. The movie's newer, fucker. It's newer, so it looks better. Like there's no like, you know what I mean?
They needed to like make it a little less sleek,
janky. Yeah, it needs to be jankier.
a little more janky, a little less dependable.
I honestly
or lethal.
I want to see remakes of the prequels where they're like, okay, we're doing the prequels again, but we're doing them as if they were made in the 50s.
We're using all the same technology.
Right. Yeah. Shit on strings.
Yeah. Stop motion animations.
Yeah, baby.
Reel to reel film. Let's do it.
Yes.
Please.
But the Wheel of Time, from everything I know, it is a bad show. They changed a ton of shit.
That.
I understand some stuff can't be the same. You know, you have to change stuff to make it on a TV audience.
Sure.
I get it. But at least make it good shit, and they didn't make it good shit. They made it stupid and nonsensical and are acting like they're going to change the main character, and no. That's why
What's the point?
I started watching it, and then like big stuff was immediately changed for no real reason.
Right,
I don't see how there's a narrative or constrictive payoff that you had to do it this way. So like Perrin, so they're all three. The three main characters, Rand, Matt, and Perrin, are sort of goofy kids. They're not good with girls. Perrin is a very stoic, silent, bumbling sort of dude. And later in the books, he meets a girl who he falls in love with, and she's a real ball buster. He doesn't know how to deal with her. He doesn't know how to process emotions, but he can smell emotions. So he smells when she's mad, but that further compounds, like, why is she mad at me? She's not telling me she's mad at me, but I can smell that she's mad at me. Like, all that kind of stuff. In the TV show, they make him married to somebody else at the start, which destroys this entire narrative and build-up that his character has throughout the entire series of the books. I don't understand why. It changes fundamentally who he is. It's dumb.
Even if you're not going to address all the things that you just said, why change it that drastically?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Like,
they're
why
talking-
not just leave it open?
purpose? Yeah.
And they're talking like, I mean, they're very much alluding to that Rand, who is the main character in the books, Rand Paul is the Dragon Reborn. So, but the show makes it seem like Rand's probably not the Dragon Reborn.
Yeah, they don't look. I watched that, and they don't really. They lean into the idea very. I never read the books, so I didn't have a frame of reference. But they lean very heavily into the idea, like they're almost trying to red herring you away from thinking that he could possibly be, because they go out of their way to point out that
any of these
that
five people could be.
Do they shovel in these out like Fantastic Four style to like keep some kind of like rights or something? Is that what's going on?
Billy Zane was in one years ago, and they released at midnight. That was 15 minutes long.
Right. Okay. So this is different. You're talking about a different thing.
This is a different Will. Yeah,
Okay.
This is a legitimate Amazon made a real strike at it, but it's like it was made by people who have not read the books.
That's a problem.
Or they got the broad strokes and just ran with it.
Yeah, just writers who were like, "Hey, turn this into it. Read the cliff notes and make a series."
I can't remember how I felt about it at the time. I remember watching it and thinking, "This is okay, I guess," but it didn't really get me. You know, it didn't seem all that great. But I also knew at the time that you were a big fan of the books.
Oh my god,
and I had
so big.
I had a feeling there would be a lot of discrepancies there that would
and I could take a lot of shit to see it actually on TV, to actually see it done. Like I could handle a lot of changes and a lot of shit.
Right.
But to make just like stupid decisions for the sake of making stupid decisions, it almost seems like I really, really don't understand. Right. And of course, Matt, who's my favorite character in the books, that actor apparently asked for a lot of money for season 2, so they just replaced him. So already that gives you a bad feeling about how it must be, and yeah.
Goodness.
So, moving on.
Terrified Michelle continues.
The cat from Homeward Bound was not voiced by Roseanne Barr. It was voiced by Sally Field. Not the same at all. Okay, bye. And her name is Sassy. Bye.
Okay.
Did we get into a discussion about the cat from Homeward Bound being voiced by Roseanne?
Inevitably.
Around April 25th of last year? I don't remember that.
Of course we did.
Okay.
I think I remember Cthusiast Jeff mentioning the same thing on the TADPOG Discord. I think I said something about Roseanne voicing.
She's right. I could have swore it was Roseanne.
So I don't know. I don't know where that came from, or I mean,
some other dimension.
Yeah, maybe.
Berenstein,
I don't know.
Roseanne Barr, Sally Field.
I need to bone up on my Homeward Bound research, I guess, before I podcast.
Here we go.
Hey, TADPOG. I'm sorry about your cat, Ian. We
Thank
lost
you.
our cat, Miss Kitty, not too long ago. That was Abby's cat, and it was the first cat that was ever hers that she lost, but she was a wreck. I mean, I was a wreck. She was a wreck. And she had intestinal lymphoma. And I guess once a cat turns 13, they're more at risk for that. And so she died not as old as your cat. But we have had cats that old. We didn't have to go through, I mean, Abby had to go through things. That cat used to be with her all the time and sleep in her gaming room, and now another cat has taken on that job.
Oh, that's nice.
Decided that that's going to be the place. But we always have cats. Like right now we have 6, and there's always some stray cat that somehow ends up with us, and we rescue it. And the last 2 have been Abby rescues. And she likes to say that it's all my fault, but she rescued the last 2. So we just have a rotating door of cats. So we have a hole in our hearts from where the cat was, but we don't ever have a hole in our house. Because there's always cats. Unless it was made by a cat. Anyway, I'm sorry about verbal. Bye.
Thank you.
It's very sweet,
It's
Michelle.
very sweet. I do miss my very little, tiny, very old, very loud little drool boy Verbal. I miss my man, but he was a good boy, and he held in there as long as he could. So we've got his little ashes sitting up next to his old buddy Pixel, Pixel's ashes. So he gets to sit. He sits in there and he watches TV with us. So thank you for that. That's really nice. And I'm sorry to hear about your other cat that has passed. I understand the concept of filling the kitty void with more cats. I know we used to do that too. So we still water the cats that are around our neighborhood. They're like all owned by somebody, but they like our yard because there's spots they like to lay under my truck on the street, and there's good shady, cool spots for them to lay. So Tanya's been putting a bowl of water out in this heat.
Very considerate.
And they all come over and drink it dry every single day. So we're at least helping to take care of the neighborhood cats.
Y'all have a lot of cats in that part of town.
We do. It's really bad. There was a point at which we had 15 cats that we were taking, that were like born under our house over time, and we were taking care of them. They eventually either ran away or died, or we gave them away, kind of thing. But we've still got 2 of those. They never leave our backyard. Our neighbor has a couple of cats that she keeps indoors, but she takes them out to run around sometimes. And then, of course, our across the street neighbor has a bunch. And so, yeah, but there are
it's crazy. We
lot
drive
of cats.
slow through that area of town because of the cats, and because they are like the kinds of cats who are like, fuck it, they'll stop.
Yeah,
I mean,
they don't
cats
give
are
a
like,
shit.
I feel like constantly running across the road
They
to
don't
that part of
give a
town.
Shit down there. It is crazy how many cats. And animal control won't do anything about cats. They'll deal with dogs because, the
pit bulls
that run around and attack your fucking pets and stuff. But they don't fuck with cats. They just let them run, and eventually they either get hit in the road or run off or get picked up by somebody.
In the Wheel of Time, female channelers attract cats. So at the White Tower where they all learn, it's just covered in cats.
Maybe that
There's
we've
a
got
channeler.
a channeler living down.
Did you say Chandler or Chandler? Chandler?
A candle maker? Yeah, and then, of course, when male channelers make a tower, dogs are all over their tower. They naturally attract dogs.
Help me remember 43 minutes. I'm going to write that down. I think you might have said the name of my street.
I don't.
Or either you did or I did. I think I remember hearing the name of my street, so I'm going to try to go back and make sure we didn't say it.
Okay, I don't think it was said, but
you may be right. I just don't want it out there.
Just thinking about the street.
I don't want it out there. Sorry, guys. Some of you know my address.
I'm pretty sure I said your area, town.
Maybe that's what it was.
But I was
Maybe
also
just filled
pretty
that
sure
in
Roseanne
subliminally.
voiced the cat in Homer Bound. So, I mean, who the fuck knows, man?
Doesn't matter. It does not matter.
Do one more Michelle call?
Sure. Let's do that right now.
Guys, my
Right. Meow.
Meow.
my coworker that pronounces the H in a lot of things. He says what? He says where? He says white. It's so annoying. And we always make fun of him because he says that. And then he makes fun of me because I say buttons instead of buttons.
Buttons.
And yeah. Just really funny. It's really weird. He's like, there's an H in there. And then, I don't know how you guys say salmon, but we say it like you pretend there's not an L in there and it's just salmon. So maybe you pronounce it with the L.
Hank, they're putting salmon in the tacos. Salmon.
But my mortuary manager does pronounce it salmon. And then I guess some people up north from us pronounce it Solomon, which is all around you. That's goodbye.
I say salmon.
I say salmon. I think it's weird there's an L in there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, whatever.
It's English for you.
If I'm eating with my parents and my dad will order salmon, but if they're making patties at home, they will say salmon.
Really?
Salmon patties, but if you're going to have a piece of it, it's salmon.
All right. I think getting the most use possible out of that word. You want to call it there or want to do more?
Yeah, I think we should call it there.
Okay. Well, it's officially been called.
Good episode.
We're calling the
too
calls.
late. Yeah, good episode. Good stuff.
Yeah,
good.
it was nice hanging
Always
out with
love
y'all.
calls.
Same. I enjoy hanging out with you a lot. Thanks for hanging with me.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify.
Stitcher's
about to
die. Yeah, they announced that that's being discontinued, which is going to significantly reduce our listener base because Exalted Lord Mike of Purdue set up our podcast to play on all those cars that had Stitcher. So we're about to lose probably 30% of our audience. So I just want to let you guys know, buckle up for that.
The prevailing logic is to jump on YouTube and get them there. If you don't want to go to one of the other more, I'd say, popular or common places like Spotify or iTunes, thanks to Dane, our backlog banisher.
Yep.
He gets our episodes up every single week just because he wants to. You can listen to him right there. That also may start becoming monetized soon if we're lucky. I don't know how that's going to work, but
He also
I'm working on it.
Dane also he runs the Retro Club that's on the TADPOG Discord, bit.ly/TADPOG Discord. Right now, we're voting on what we're going to play next month. If you want to get in on that,
jump in.
Come on in.
Had a lot of interesting conversations this week on the Discord with some of our wonderful listeners. And I can't check right now because my internet's real slow. But someone asked me about my kids and whether or not my children's names had any connection with my background in auto racing. And the answer is yes. Gage and Miles, both are car references. But originally Gage's name was actually cribbed from Pet Sematary because we heard the name of that kid in Pet Sematary and really liked it. We settled on that, but secretly it was also because of the car thing. And the same thing with Miles. I didn't tell either one of my children's mothers about the car thing being part of my motivation until it was far too late for them to do anything about it. So take that.
There's also, if you want to see some of the coolest 1990s pop sidewalk chalk art that you've probably seen maybe in your life, certainly for a while, come to the Discord and check it out.
Nice.
Town Crier Escape Soul. He has been posting these regularly. There's some really, really cool ones. There's Roger Klotz was one of my favorites. And there's a lot of Dragon Warrior stuff. And there's some really cool stuff. I know his local paper came out to interview him, and it's come check it out. It's worth it to come. I mean, and hang out. But there's seriously there's some really cool stuff that he's done and he's posting in there that pretty regularly. It's really cool. It's really neat. I've been meaning to mention that for because he's been doing it for a while. I've been meaning to mention that for episodes, but there's a bunch on there. It's really cool.
Got it. Thanks.
So if you want to add to Michelle's calls, you can call us at 270-883-2555. Or if you want to send us something, Tadpog Studios, care of Nicole Nance, PO Box 3785, Duke, Kentucky 42002. Most importantly, we got that Patreon.
We do have a Patreon. It's at patreon.com/tadpog. If you want to donate, it's also at pisstasters.com. You can donate as little as $1 a month.
Come taste the piss.
You can come taste the piss and get our bonus content, which we are slowly but surely getting back around to adding. We don't have tiers or donation levels for special things. We just do it all for everybody. And we're really super grateful for everyone that donates on the Patreon. I'm going to read a list right now of names of the folks in our corner that donate $20 or more per month. We call them our executive producers. And if you want me to read your name every week, then you could do that at patreon.com/tadpog. And I promise you will be acknowledged for it. For now, the list includes, but is not limited to, Usurper Grimm, Cousin David Galino, Plinko Nick Price, Cubicle Monkey, Cthusiast Jeff Miners, Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link, Joseph Phillips, Gamebug Prime Nathan Eaton, Matt Gentile, a.k.a. Gentle G, Louisville correspondent Princess Consuela Banana Hammock, Flavor Trick, Taryn Dahl, congratulations on your marriage and your super long title. Pinball, Airplane, Archmaze, Chris Edler, we're sorry you couldn't be on this episode. Platinum member Brett Miller, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins, Nate from Utah, first time caller Drinksmith, Joey Webster, Dig Dougie, Derek Pope Sandwich, and Cody Phillips. Thank you all so much for your ridiculously generous donations. And if you want to do that, you can do that again at patreon.com/tadpog. And then, like Dave said earlier, join us on the Discord. Get in on the conversation, bit.ly/tadpog Discord. Love to hear from you. Love to meet you, hear what you have to say, learn about anything you want to teach us. Tell your friends, tell your family, listen to the show.
Hide your wife.
Hide your wife.
You guys remember that? That was after Pirates and Ninjas.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
That's it. That's all I got.
Well, our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. A link to that track can be found in the show notes at tadpog.com. How you guys want to close it out?
It's Benjamin Franklin.
I was going to say it's Ben Stiller.
Oh, how about your favorite Ben?
How about Ben Stiller doing a Benjamin Franklin impression?
Perfect. I love that even better. In what movie? You get to pick.
Yes. So until next time, Tropical Capricorn.
You're Manson.
I was his character in Friends when he dated Rachel.
Oh, wow. I forgot about that.
Where he was the guy who yelled at everybody.
I was Brendan Fraser if he was Ben Franklin in National Treasure. We are recording whenever you feel that you have reached that plateau of showmanship.
So now, a dramatic reading. Now, who elected you judge and jury? In the body of a beautiful girl? I suspect heavy gerrymandering at a single bar. And now, I'm a man with conversation skills. And I'm a man with $100 bills. And just look in my direction one time, and it's all going to take now. Come on now. Hee 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 hee. And I know you think I'm just another sucker perpetrator living in 213. And I don't care what you say about any of that. No, it won't matter to me. Yeah. I see you driving around in your fancy car. You're a superhero living in the 310, and I will freak you like you've never been freaked before. And I'm ready to go. Yeah. He. Come on. 2. I'm sorry. 3, 2, 1. I'm the bomb, and I'm ready to go off in your ship. 3, 2, 1. I'm the bomb, and I'm ready to go off in your ship. 3, 2, 1. I'm the bomb, and I'm ready to go off. Ready to go off now. Ha 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 ha. Hey, girl, when I'm fucking you, it's like nothing else matters. And maybe we'll reach down between my legs and ease the seat back. He. 3, 2, 1. I'm the bomb, and I'm ready to go off in your ship. I don't want to read that 6 more times.
No, it's fine.
It seems like there's a metaphor there.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
Believe it!